What's up? I'm Derek, this is my channel, and I am back again with a little bit of a review for you this time. Today I wanted to talk about the Protec Microzip case. Before we get started today, I did want to say sorry for not uploading in so long. I've been actually pretty busy. I've been up to a couple of things that hopefully I will get to share with you. One of them was I actually got to run my first marathon. I ran a trail marathon because apparently I hate myself and my body being in good physical condition. But hey, here I am, recovering. Still got a couple of black toes, but other than that, we're all good. So yeah, just my first video back. Sorry if you hear some laundry going on in the background, but regular life does not stop. So to give you a little bit of a backstory with this case for me, I got a new horn a while back. I got a new Yamaha Custom Z amber lacquer. Beautiful, beautiful horn. I love it so far. But I wanted to get a new carrying case. My old horn, I carried in like an Andreas Eastman. I think it's the case that they ship out with the horns. It's a travel case, but it's pretty big. It's got backpack straps. Pretty heavy overall though, and hefty. And now that I'm out of college and I don't have to carry all this junk around, I just wanted to get something contoured that really didn't have to have all the pockets, you know, for all the accessories. So now this one, very contoured, very small. That is what drew me to it. I actually bought it a couple months ago now, so this is more of a living review instead of a first impressions. So I'll tell you what I think. So the case itself is obviously a travel case. It's got straps on either side. Both the straps are made of mesh. It's very backpack-like, and it does have a connector in the middle. It's really nice, but the straps are very obviously meant to be worn double. It does give you the option to kind of carry it on one shoulder, but I would say if you're gonna do that, probably get some third-party straps. These aren't really meant for that. So here's your actual shot of the case, and as you can tell, I might look put together, but I actually have a pretty trashy taste. I put a whole bunch of stickers on it. I actually love them. I think they look sick. In addition to the backpack straps, the case comes with some really nice leather hand straps, hand holder things, whatever you call these bad boys. So they're super nice. They've got one on top, and they've also got two in the bell area that have a little cover that comes together and magnetically seals between them, and it creates kind of a mega strap situation, which is really nice because sometimes I will wear my backpack if I do need a lot of stuff for that particular practice session, and so this just makes it really easy to manage. And the balance of the case itself with the bell straps is very even and nice, and it's just really manageable, and I absolutely love it. The Protec Microzip case is made out of an ABS plastic shell, which is basically just really easily moldable plastic. I think you're gonna find a lot of these cases made out of a similar material than that. But the good thing about it is it's also very durable. The one thing that I did read online, I don't know how true it is. I think it would have to be like a long-term test run with it, but I did read that the ABS plastic is a little bit vulnerable to ultraviolet light. So if you're thinking about using this case for marching band or something where you're gonna be leaving the case outside a lot, the plastic shell might become a little bit brittle with prolonged exposure to sunlight. I don't think it's gonna be anything very short term. I think it's gonna happen over the long term, like I said. But honestly, I don't know what case would really fare in sunlight. So I think it's a really good material. I have not had any worries about it so far. I was worried initially about the zipping mechanism with the case, just because I do like the latches and the security that it feels like whenever you actually latch something physically. And I also do know that, you know, hey, a zipper could get messed up pretty easily. But after seeing it and working with it on a daily basis, I've had absolutely no problems with the zippers, and I really don't anticipate it. The zipper actual teeth are good material. The cloth that's attached to the plastic is a good material as well. And the zipper holder, the zipper, I don't really know zipper anatomy, but the zipper pull, hey, there it is. The zipper pull is actually really nice material. It's got the branded Protec logo on it, and I actually do really like it. I really do like it. So whenever you go to set the case on a surface, if you're actually just setting it down with the bell up, there are 4 studs, so the case itself will stand up. If you try to go to set it down where the actual base of the saxophone is close to the ground, it won't stand up. There are 2 studs down there, so you can kind of like, wedge it onto the ground and it'll balance a little bit, but it has to be supported from the top. It won't just stand on its own, that vertical kind of situation. Whenever you go to open the case and you put the saxophone down, there are a couple of rubber studs, so it's kind of an anti-slip mechanism and pretty handy. I've had no problems with the case slipping around, but I do know that the type of plastic it is made out of is pretty slidey, especially whenever you get that plastic on plastic, like if you have those plastic kind of band chairs or wood, it would probably slide around on that. So the rubber studs are definitely the necessity on this, and they did a good job. I think they might have been able to put maybe a few more on there, but again, I've not really had issues with it. I usually can work around that, and I think pretty much anyone can too, but if that's something that you're looking for, it might be a little bit slidey depending on what kind of surface you're trying to open the case on. So the first impression that you have whenever you open the case is that there's a really nice blue velvet material all around the case, and it's really pretty, honestly. Underneath that, you have an injectable foam mold that does have some give. It gives that cushion to that saxophone. The only area that I was concerned about protection-wise inside is around the D-sharp key guard, low D-sharp key guard. You can see that there is a thin spot between the case and the actual key guard. There's really not that foam between there, but you do have that key guard. Of course, you don't want that key guard to get injured, but I feel like it's in a place on the case that it's gonna be fine. I'm really not too concerned about that, and also you still have a little bit of room between that key guard and the actual shell, which is obviously protecting it as well. So again, the thing that really did attract me to this particular case is I wanted something very small and contoured, not really room for extra junk. So inside this case, you can see that there's pretty much room for the body of the saxophone, the neck of the saxophone, and a mouthpiece, and that's just about it. You have maybe a little bit of space between the bell and the body of the horn to put something, but there's not any other compartments that you can actually store something in. So I've found myself using the bell space in the saxophone. I have a little Crown Royal bag in there that I keep my neck strap and my swabs and a little microfiber cloth for my cleaning. And then I usually keep my reeds outside of the case now, which I initially thought was a downside to it, but I've started working my reeds. I just got a Reed Geek, which maybe I'll do a review on later too, but I love it. I started working my reeds, so I usually find myself wanting to get into my reeds before I get into the horn anyway, so it's really not been a big deal, not that much of an obstacle for me. With this case, it really only accommodates modern style saxophones. I think that they have a different model that accommodates older saxophones that have the lower keys on the opposite side of the bell. But with this particular case, it really only accommodates those modern horns that have the low keys on the same side as the rest of the kind of upper and lower stacks. So I didn't really want to bring this up, but this case is technically a part of like a 2-part case combination thing. Protec has this inside contoured case, but they also do sell an outside version to this that's mainly just like insulated cloth, but it does provide those pouches. So if you want kind of that option of having the contoured case on its own, but then also having that option of having those extra pockets that store other accessories, you can buy that other part that goes in tandem with this case. So you can't hold the saxophone on its own in that other just soft cloth thing. Unless you're a lot more careful than I am. But there's no way I could. So yeah, they do have that second part to it. I didn't really want to bring it up because I think if you're gonna buy a case, that's your case, I'm not really into buying a whole bunch of moving parts here, but they do offer that. So to finish up here, I think that I would give this case on a scale out of 10, probably about an 8 or a 9. I've been using it for a couple months. I absolutely love it. I've really not had any problems with it so far. I guess I'll keep you guys updated and just kind of living with the case. But I think it looks sick. I think it looks sick with all my freaking stickers on it. I've been really enjoying it and having a good time with it. So if you guys have this case and you think something else, please share, comment. I think it's always good to give people good insight from people that aren't sponsored. Hey, if you like this video, like and subscribe. I fuels my ego every time I see something like that, but I just want to see that you guys appreciate the content and that maybe I'm helping someone a little bit down the line. So take it easy, happy practicing, have an awesome day.